Get out of my house! Stop coming and going as you please. Why are you even here? Nobody needs you anymore anyway. Stop pretending to be my mom. You're just a housekeeper who got lucky. Lily, I just got back from grocery shopping. I bought those snacks you mentioned last week. Lily, please stop talking that way. Yes, I used to be a housekeeper, but now I'm your stepmom. I know this transition hasn't been easy for you. It's been 3 years and you still haven't accepted me? 3 years or 30 years, it doesn't matter. You'll always be the woman who ruined my family. You're the reason my mom got kicked out of our house. I don't know how you have the nerve to hang around here. Did you think buying me snacks would make me like you? Pathetic. What are you talking about? Your dad and mom were already separated and in divorce mediation before I came along. I didn't even meet your father until months after they filed for divorce. You're mistaken if you think I'm the reason they split up. That's not what Mom told me. She said you were sniffing around Dad while they were still together. Mistaken or not, that's how I see it. Every time I see your face, I remember how my family fell apart. Dad's too busy to pay attention to you anyway, so why don't you just leave? Is his money worth putting up with being unwanted? Having someone with your IQ in my house literally makes me sick. Your mother is entitled to her version of events, but it's simply not true. How can you talk like that? I understand you're hurting, but insulting me won't fix anything. Don't you think you're being extremely disrespectful? What's disrespectful about it? They're facts. You dropped out of high school and all you know is housekeeping. Did you even pass basic math, or did you drop out before you could count? Meanwhile, I'm studying law at one of the top universities in the country. So you're looking down on me because I didn't finish high school? Do you think education is the only measure of intelligence? Is law school that prestigious to you? A degree alone won't feed you. I built a successful business from nothing. That requires intelligence too. You need to learn some basic professional etiquette before you can enter society. A cleaning business? Please, anyone can scrub toilets. I can't deal with getting lectured by someone with your education level. I'm literally studying to become a lawyer. You have nothing to teach me. Just leave already. You're an eyesore. I don't care if you're the legendary housekeeper or whatever. You just manipulated my dad. He was vulnerable after the divorce and you swooped in. That's not what happened at all. Your father is a grown man who makes his own decisions. We just fell in love. Jake, Lily still seems to misunderstand. She thinks I'm the reason you and her mom got divorced. Which isn't true at all. Can you please talk to her? This has been going on for a while now.
I saw the text. I'm sorry she's being like this again. Just leave her be. It's probably just teenage emotional instability. She's still adjusting to everything.
Jake, she's 20 years old. That's not teenage instability anymore.
I know your kindness bothers you, but there's no real harm. It's best to ignore it. She'll come around eventually.
That's easy for you to say, but I'm getting tired of being insulted all the time. This has been going on for 3 years. Being called stupid because I didn't finish high school, even at my age. It hurts. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells in my own home.
I understand. I'll talk to her about it. Maybe I should take her out to lunch and have a serious conversation. I'm sorry I haven't had time to intervene because of work. Company's been demanding all my attention lately.
Your company hasn't been doing well lately, right? You've been coming home later and looking stressed. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Things are worse than I've let on. We may have a cash flow problem soon. I didn't want to rely on you, but I might have to. Is there any way you could help with some of our expenses for a while?
Of course. Why didn't you tell me sooner? We're married after all. Your problems are my problems.
Thank you. I'm sorry for being so unreliable. I should be handling the situation with Lily myself. And I should be able to provide for our family without asking for help.
It's okay. I know it's tough. That's what partners are for. I'll try to manage things with Lily on my end, including her tuition for this semester.
You're amazing. I don't know what I'd do without you.
throwing out your stuff if it's still here when I get home today. I already put some of your clothes in garbage bags. Just leave already. You're seriously an eyesore. Dad would be better off without you dragging him down. Excuse me? You did what with my clothes? That's crossing a serious line, Lily. That's my home too. Enough is enough. What are you going to do about it? Tell Dad? He's always too busy to deal with our little squabbles. I'm seriously going to throw your stuff out. Mom says she wants to come back home. So I'm getting things ready for her. What? Your mother wants to come back? When did you speak to her? Jake hasn't said anything to me about this. Are you making this up? Mom texted me yesterday. We've been talking. Dad doesn't matter. This is Mom's and my house, too. Mom had a hard time after being kicked out. But things have settled down, so she wants to come back. She says she misses our old life together. Hard time? Your dad is the one who had it rough. Do you even know why they divorced? Huh? What are you talking about? Dad got bored and wanted someone younger. That's what Mom told me. First of all, you haven't talked to your mom in forever. Don't you find it suspicious she's suddenly contacting you? And I'm hardly younger than your mother. We're basically the same age. Mom has her reasons, okay? She's been going through some stuff. You don't understand anything, so just shut up. Stop trying to poison me against my own mother. You're really going that far. For 3 years, I've tried to be someone you could like. I've made every effort to build a good relationship. I've cooked your favorite meals, helped with your homework, attended your school events. But it was all pointless. I see that now. I can't keep trying when you're threatening to throw away my belongings. It's exhausting. Having to pretend to be grateful for your mediocre cooking. As if anyone would like a high school dropout with no brain. You came for Dad's money, so just disappear, you gold-digging trash. Though I guess there isn't much money left to dig for. I've told you to watch your language, but it seems pointless to say anything to you anymore. I've reached my limit with your disrespect. Because nothing you say means anything. A high school dropout outsider shouldn't act like my mom. Stay away from me. I'm a law school elite. I don't need parenting from someone who couldn't even finish basic education. Then I guess you don't need tuition support either. Since you're such an elite, you can handle that yourself. Don't need it. Were you even supporting me? I don't feel like you were. You've never done anything for me. Acting all high and mighty. Dad pays for everything. He always has. You're right. The annual $12,000 tuition isn't a big deal, right? You probably have that much saved up from your part-time job at the cafe. Huh? What are you talking about? What $12,000? So for you and your birth mother, $12,000 is nothing, right? The amount I've been paying for your tuition each year. The money that comes from my stupid cleaning business. Well then, from now on, I'm completely stepping back. You're a total stranger to me now. That's how I'll think of you. Since you've made it clear that's how you see me. Good. I don't know what this $12,000 thing is about, but you've always been a stranger to me anyway. You're just making stuff up now to seem important. Dad would never let you pay my tuition. Right. So I'll think of you that way too, but don't come to the house anymore, okay? Your key won't work anyway. I'm changing the locks tomorrow. Huh? What do you mean? You can't keep me out of my own house. Jake and I will be living in the apartment now, so you can go to your birth mother's place. Since you two are so close now and she wants to come back, I'm sure she'll be happy to have you. You're finally showing your true colors. That's it, right? You're kicking me out to steal Dad's money. I knew you were just after his money all along. What are you talking about? This place was originally rented for us, and you were supposed to live on your own. You were the one who insisted on staying here instead of campus housing. You can't kick me out even if you wanted to. Actually, I'm the one paying rent, so if I get kicked out, no one can live here. Including you. Huh? What do you mean? You pay the rent? No way. Dad wouldn't let you do that. You think you can kick me out and bring your mom in? The adult world isn't that simple. Leases have names on them. This one has mine. Your dad wouldn't go along with that anyway. Jake wants to be with me. Not your mother, who nearly destroyed his company. What? Dad would choose you over me and Mom? No way, you're lying. What do you mean Mom destroyed his company? If you think I'm lying, why don't you ask him directly? Jake won't be ambiguous anymore, I think. I'm making my position clear too. I'm done being your emotional punching bag. Strangers need to leave our home. Pack your things by the weekend. What's with that attitude? You're really pissing me off. You can't just decide this on your own. Wait until Dad hears about this. Whatever. I'll live with Mom. She actually loves me, unlike you two. Dad can wake up whenever you've scammed all his money. He'll realize what a mistake he made choosing you. Scam his money? Your dad doesn't have that kind of money to begin with. His company has been struggling financially for months. Huh? What do you mean? Dad's company is huge. He's always had money. That's our business. But you should know your mother is partly responsible for your father's current situation. Well, goodbye. Take care. As you wished, let's cut all ties. I hope your mother can support you now. Hey, the school handed me a tuition notice. They say it's unpaid and I need to pay. What's going on? They're saying if I don't pay by next week, I'll be dropped from my classes. Are you there? Who is this? I thought we became strangers with no contact. Why are you texting me? We're strangers, remember? As you so clearly wanted. Look, I don't care about that petty stuff right now. Just answer me. This is serious. They're threatening to drop me from law school. Isn't tuition paid from Dad's account? Did you stop it? Did you tell Dad not to pay my tuition to get back at me? I've been paying your tuition all this time. Not your father. His company hasn't had the resources to cover it for over a year. That's way too much of a joke. There's no way that's true. You're just saying that to mess with me. Think what you want, but that's the fact. Check with the school if you don't believe me. Ask who's been making the payments. Just last week, actually. Your semester tuition was due. But since you wanted to be strangers, I figured I didn't need to pay it anymore. Strangers who don't pay each other's tuition bills. Wait, so you deliberately didn't pay? You knew this would happen? How could you do this to me? Of course. I can't just casually drop $6,000 on a stranger. Especially one who treats me like dirt and threatens to throw out my belongings. I've been using my savings from when I was the legendary housekeeper to pay your tuition all this time. While you mocked my profession and education. What? Are you serious? Why would you do that? The only reason you could attend that expensive private university is because the stupid dropout you've been mocking has been paying your tuition from her hard-earned savings. Surprised? I did it because I care about your future, even when you treated me horribly. But everyone has their breaking point. You're lying. I can't believe this. Dad would never let you pay for me. He has his pride. This has to be some kind of sick joke. If you think I'm lying, ask your dad. I'm sure you'll run crying to him when you can't pay tuition. Or try asking your mom. Though I doubt she has any money to spare. She's been struggling since the divorce settlement. This makes no sense. I don't believe anything you say. I'm calling Dad right now to sort this out. Believe what you want. The truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. Don't contact me anymore. Oh, and I changed the locks, so don't try coming back to the house. Your things are packed in boxes by the door if you need them. You're seriously pissing me off. You're the worst. I can't believe Dad married someone like you. Goodbye, then. Good luck with law school. I asked Dad for tuition money and he refused. He confirmed what you said. He can't pay it. I thought he was paying the full amount all along. I had no idea you were paying. I don't know what to do now. I told you. Why do you keep contacting me after saying we're strangers? So persistent. Find another solution that doesn't involve me. Plus, he said the business is doing badly, so he can't pay. And if you're mad at me, there's no way he can help. He looks so stressed. What happened to his company? It used to be so successful. Of course. His company is struggling because of your mom, and I was just thinking it's about time I stepped in to help. I've been holding back because I was focused on supporting you. But now I can redirect those resources. Help how? What can a high school dropout like you do? Sorry, that came out wrong. I'm just frustrated. But seriously, how can you help a whole company? You're still mocking my education at this point? After learning I've been paying your tuition? I created my own housekeeping business and became famous as the legendary housekeeper. In other words, I have connections to big players in the industry. CEOs trust me in their homes. I know people who can help your father's business. Huh? Despite dropping out? I didn't know your business was that successful. It's not just about education. Success doesn't depend on that alone. Hard work, integrity, and building relationships matter too. Your mom embezzled money from your dad's company, causing it to decline. That's why your dad kicked her out. He had to, or he would have been buried in debt. She blamed me for it. You've been making assumptions, but if you'd been a little more level-headed and considered the situation, things might have been different. Now you know the truth. What's that about? I had no idea. Mom embezzled money? That can't be true. Why didn't Dad ever tell me? So basically, you need to support yourself from now on. I'm a stranger now, so obviously I won't help. Your dad basically has no financial flexibility, so he can't support you. Have you tried asking your birth mother? Since she wants to come back and all. I contacted her and she read it, but she's not responding. I've sent her 5 messages since yesterday. She was so eager to talk before, but now she's gone silent. Just as I thought. She only reached out when she thought she could use you. Now that you need her, she's disappeared. She seemed happy when I said we could live together, but when I asked where she lives, she wouldn't tell me. I'm staying at a friend's place now. Her couch isn't comfortable, but at least I have somewhere to sleep. Good that you have friends. Now that you understand you need to pay your own tuition, work hard towards independence. That's part of becoming an adult. Good luck. Emma, please help me. I know I have no right to ask, but I'm desperate. Please. Who is this? I don't recognize this number. We can drop that act now. You couldn't have forgotten me. It's Lily. Oh, the self-centered stepdaughter, Lily. You've been quiet lately, so I thought you were working hard on being independent. What do you want? Something terrible happened. Since you and Dad wouldn't pay my tuition, I tried to find a quick way to make money. I started working part-time, but balancing it with studies was tough, so I wanted a faster way to earn cash. I made a really stupid decision. That's some pretty short-sighted thinking. But I'm listening. What happened? I tried to create controversy online to make money, posting inflammatory content. I thought I could get famous quickly and make money from sponsorships. What? I don't even understand what you're saying. You tried to become an internet celebrity by being controversial? Basically, I tried to start drama for money by making accounts to post nasty stuff, thinking I wouldn't get caught, but I got caught right away. I said some really awful things about certain groups, and someone recognized my writing style. Wait, what? That's an incredibly poor decision for someone studying law. Did you not think about the consequences? Apparently, someone from the law firm where I was supposed to intern saw those posts, and now my internship is canceled. They said my online behavior was unbecoming of a future legal professional and showed poor judgment and character. That sounds like you brought this on yourself. That's a natural consequence of your actions. What did you expect would happen? So anyway, that's what happened. I have no money, no internship, I got fired from my part-time job, and I can't pay tuition. My friend is asking me to find somewhere else to stay too. What should I do? I'm screwed. My whole future is falling apart. Why are you coming to me with this? You made it clear we're strangers. This seems like a personal problem. Emma, you have money, right? You could help me if you wanted to. I know I've been terrible to you, but please. So you mock me, call me stupid, look down on me, try to throw out my stuff and kick me out. And you think I'll help you? That's quite presumptuous. You'll help me, right? I'm Dad's daughter after all. Which means I'm your daughter too. Family helps family. After constantly calling me a stranger and insulting me, you only come asking for help when it's convenient for you. You're not just failing as a professional, but as a human being. Now suddenly I'm family? That's not how relationships work, Lily. Hey! Wow. You're going that far? Are you really going to let me lose everything over some hurt feelings? You finally understand who made it possible for you to live normally as a college student, right? So reflect on your actions, regret them, and figure out how to move forward on your own. This isn't about hurt feelings, it's about respect and consequences. You're an adult, act like one. Wait, Emma, I didn't know. I was confused about a lot of things, and nobody cleared up my misunderstandings. I really thought you were the reason my parents divorced, so I was upset and said nasty things, but I didn't truly mean them. I was just lashing out because I was hurt. I'm sorry. I really regret it. Can you please help me a little? I want to keep going to college. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I refuse. Your apology sounds like it's motivated by your need for money, not genuine remorse. Huh? Why? Isn't this where you're supposed to agree? I apologized. I don't know what you're talking about, but for me, this is over. Our relationship is strictly as strangers now, so I have no obligation to help you. Your actions have consequences. This is one of them. Please wait. I have no one else to turn to. You understand, right? I just need to borrow some money. At least enough for this semester's tuition and some living expenses. I'll pay you back when I graduate and get a job. Don't mess with me, you spoiled brat. Huh? Emma? You've been disrespectful this whole time, and then you go and do something stupid that costs you your internship. You brought this on yourself. You can't go to the internship anyway. If you can't pay tuition, you won't be a student anymore. These are all direct results of your choices. That's why I'm asking for help. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. Please, Emma, I'm begging you. What I'm saying is this is all your own doing. You caused this mess, so you need to take responsibility and clean it up yourself. Don't come crying to me about it. Maybe this is the wake-up call you need. So truly, goodbye this time. Don't contact me again until you learn to stand on your own and respect others.
Thanks to your help, the company's recovered, and our anniversary's coming up. Should we celebrate somewhere? I'm thinking of that nice restaurant by the beach.
I'm glad. If I could help even a little, that makes me happy. The contacts from my cleaning business really came through. Looking forward to dinner. The beach restaurant sounds perfect.
About Lily? She's taking a break from school and seriously working to save money. She said she's aiming to return to school. She's working 2 jobs now.
Is that so? That's good. It's not easy, but she'll learn valuable lessons. If she needs it, maybe introduce her to some night schools she could visit. That might be easier to manage while working. If she has dreams, she should pursue them. Just maybe with a bit more humility now.
Emma, Thank you so much. For everything you've done for our family.
For what? If anything, I feel like I might have done something I shouldn't have. I got angry at her attitude, but she's your precious daughter. I understand wanting her to have a good education. So I was secretly supporting her, but I stopped, and I was worried that might have been hard on you, Jake.
You were thinking about that too? I'm kind of embarrassed about myself. I should have been more involved. I'm grateful about Lily. The fact that she realized she needed to be independent and handle things herself is because you finally woke her up. My ex-wife poisoned Lily's mind, which made you suffer. Lily wasn't originally such a bad kid. But I think our divorce was shocking for her. She developed a twisted perspective. I should have set her straight years ago.
I understand. It was tough back then. Jake couldn't really be there for Lily, so hopefully things will improve from here. You had your own struggles to deal with.
I think they already are. At least my company's recovering, and Lily has recognized her mistakes and said she wants to properly apologize to you someday. She's been asking about you.
Let's hold off on that. I think I'll keep my distance for now. She needs to learn independence first. But I'm happy you said that. It shows she's growing. Let's continue supporting each other. And focus on getting your company back on stable ground.
You're right, as always. She needs to learn on her own. I'm just glad you're still here with me through all this.
Emma, it's me again. I know you asked me not to contact you until I learned to stand on my own. I think I'm getting there. Hello, Lily. I've heard from your father that you've been working hard. I have been. 2 jobs plus night classes. It's exhausting, but I think I'm learning important lessons. The convenience store manager just promoted me to shift supervisor. That's impressive. Congratulations. How are the night classes going? Challenging, but good. The professors are understanding of my work schedule. I've saved almost enough for next semester's tuition. Not at my old university, of course. Something more affordable. That shows a lot of maturity, choosing something within your means. I wanted to thank you for not helping me when I asked. As weird as that sounds. What do you mean? If you had bailed me out, I would have learned nothing. I needed to face the consequences of my actions. I'm still embarrassed about how I treated you all those years. We all make mistakes, Lily. The important thing is learning from them. I'd like to meet sometime when you're ready. No expectations, just to talk properly. I think that could be arranged. Maybe coffee next weekend. Your father would be happy to see us getting along. I'd like that. Thank you, Emma. And I truly am sorry for everything. I know. Let's move forward from here. The other day, Lily, who once took a leave of absence and now attends night school while working at a convenience store, came to our home. Her once arrogant attitude was gone, and she bowed her head with a tired face. Seeing her apologize while kneeling made my heart ache. Her behavior back then was certainly inexcusable, but young Lily still has a long life ahead of her. Her birth mother refused to help, and Jake's company couldn't support her due to financial troubles, so Lily's options kept narrowing. This was society's punishment for her arrogant attitude of looking down on others. I didn't need to do anything special. Society itself proved how distorted her values were. I won't forgive her immediately, but depending on her attitude going forward, we might gradually improve our relationship. For now, I want to see her stand on her own before deciding. Until then, I'll watch from a distance and observe her true feelings. As long as her connection to Jake remains, our relationship continues too. I can only pray that she realizes her mistakes and improves.
Sabrina, have you finished all the paperwork that I left you with? Today's the day all of them are due, so I'll be needing you to drop them off at my office. Oh, you're talking about those? I haven't done any of them yet, though. What? Why not? Not only have I not done any of them yet, but I haven't even looked at any of them. That can't be. I handed them off to you a little while back, asking you to please handle all of them before today. And, well, I have a lot going on myself. Look, I had this big vacation with my boyfriend, so that took almost all the time I could have had for work away. You cannot use that as your excuse for not getting the work you were asked to do done. And it's not like those papers should have taken you that long to go through and fill out anyway. What? All right, now you're really starting to annoy me here. Did you just say that I'm annoying you? I don't ever remember you even having the right to tell me what to do here in the first place. But I am your manager, Sabrina. My manager? Do you have any idea what position you're in, Helen? What do you mean by that? You really think I'm going to sit here and listen to you tell me that you have no clue what position you're in after coming to this department? From what I've heard, you're being moved around this company every year, being asked to take on new roles, right? Well, that is correct, but what does that have to do with you and I? What I'm saying is that you've been moved around so much because you are just that useless to this company that they don't know where to put you anymore. So would you please stop calling yourself my manager when all you are really is this entire company's burden? I haven't been getting moved around this company a whole lot just because I'm some kind of useless burden to everyone. But what I do know is this. I am your manager right now, and that means you have to listen to what I ask you to do. Everyone else in this department has been listening to what I say and doing as I ask, except for you. So I will not allow you to act like you can have your way here all because you think I'm a burden to the company. You really have no clue who you are, or even who I am, do you? What are you talking about? My father is the department manager for the Human Resources Department. I am very much aware of that, Sabrina. And? Do you think it's okay for you to keep talking to me like that when I'm the daughter of a man such as him? What are you getting at here? Jesus Christ, woman. Just put two and two together already. You could be fired by any moment by my father, and that all depends on how he feels and thinks about you. He listens to every single thing I say to him, so all I have to do is speak up about how you keep on badgering me. Are you serious? Anyhow, you can stop trying to fight me like you've been doing. All right? Sabrina, work has started and you are still not in the office yet. Has something happened to you on your way into work? I haven't seen you anywhere yet, so I'm going to assume you're running late. Sorry about that. I'm not feeling all that well today, so would you please let me have the day off? What? You're only telling me that now? If you've been feeling too sick to come into work today, you should have called in sooner than 15 minutes after your shift started. Well, if you'd like to know, the reason I'm feeling really under the weather today is because of you. Because of me? That's right. I always have to sit in the cubicle next to yours, and that old person smell you always give off has been making me feel more and more sick. It's to the point I can't even focus on my work anymore, and now I feel like I have to throw up all the time. So the reason I have to take the day off today is because of you. That is very rude of you to say, Sabrina. I smell like an old person? I'm not even close to that age yet, though. Oh, so you really haven't fully realized it yet? Well, just know that I've noticed your disgusting odor, and because of that, I cannot get my work done in that office. So I've had to take desperate measures in order to have you exterminated. Exterminated? How have you gone about doing that? I asked my father to go and get rid of you. I asked for him to fire you and make sure that you never come back. So get the hell out of that office building, you old hag. You have to be kidding me. You cannot use a reason like that in order to have your father fire me. Well, unfortunately for you, that reason worked. All because I told my father that your stench was making it difficult for me to work, and if I'm not able to work, that's a major issue for the company. Why do you think you can say something like that about yourself? Because I was the one who went and set up that contract with A&A Foods. That was the first time this company has ever partnered with a company as massive as that, and it was all because of me. And not only was this a massive contract for the company, but it's worth over $30 million. If I'm not able to continue my job like I've been doing, then this company is going to have to take care of the reason for why that is. I am the ace of this company. In other words, there is not one person in this whole entire building that can go against me without meeting the fear of my father's boot. And do you think that gives you the right to have me fired? If this doesn't lead to you being fired, then I'm just going to harass you more and more within the office until you quit and leave this place yourself. I hope you're ready for what awaits you.
Helen, it's been a while. How are things for you? Are you getting used to that new department?
Oh, hello, Director Drake. It really has been a while, hasn't it?
What's going on? Did something happen to make you seem so down?
No, I'm just thinking about how perhaps my way of doing things has been wrong this whole time.
Oh, and why would you be thinking something like that now?
I've always been told by my father to respect all of those that work for you, and they'll continue to work for you and do what must be done until the day they're promoted. That's why for as long as I can remember, I've always been putting my team first and only make choices based on what everyone wants.
I am well aware of that, Helen. That's the whole entire reason I have you working the job you do. Now, tell me, why do you think the way you've been handling things with your workers is wrong?
Drake, do you know who Sabrina is by any chance? She works under me in my current department.
I do, since her father and I are very close to one another. And I've known about her ever since she was a little toddler.
And what do you think of her?
She is very young and still very unripe. Yet she was able to get us that contract with A&A Foods. I feel that she has some very important skills that the rest of the company could learn from. There was also that presentation that needed to be given to the very tough business lead of A&A Foods, and she stepped up to the plate and killed it. All I can really say about her is that she is amazing. Do you have something to say about her?
I've been having sort of a dispute with her.
What happened that has led you guys to having a dispute?
All I can say is no matter what I try to do and say, she doesn't want anything to do with me being the manager of that department. And that's why I've started thinking that it's my time to leave this company for good.
What? Hey, hold on a second there. There is no way on this beautiful earth of ours that I am going to let someone as important as you leave this company. I will do anything to make sure you feel more comfortable here again, so please take back that statement about wanting to quit your job here.
Understood. Then I need to tell you what's been going on between me and that wretched little girl. Hey, did you still go into the office today? Because if that's the case, then I'm going to stay home today as well. Is that so? Well, in that case, I guess you'll be out of the office again today. Unless I quit. Really? Then quit. Oh, finally. But since I'll be quitting, you need to start making your way back to the office now. If you're not going to be a part of the company anymore, I suppose I can go back in. I know that not having me around the office would be a major detriment to the company and would even lead to it going bankrupt. It is very true that you have left a mark on the sales department that you've been working in. That's why once I have quit and left the company, you will most likely be given my position as manager of your group. Is that something you'd like to do? Something I'd like to do? Why are you asking me such a stupid question as that? If anything, it would be a blunder to not put me into that position next. But if you become a manager like I've been, you have to be here all the time to make sure that your employees are managed and that they all get their work done. That's what I'm wanting to hear. I can tell all of them to do as I say and then make my job in that company even easier than it's already been. I can just sit around on my phone all day making bank doing absolutely nothing. Things will not end well for you if all you do is use your team for your own self-interests. What I do as the new manager has nothing to do with you. Now, would you speed things up with quitting your job there? By the way, that's right. There's no way the company can continue with me only being the manager for the rest of my time there. So I think I'll have to start aiming to be the CEO in order to keep that company going and keep the money flowing into my pockets, that is. There's no way someone like you will become the CEO of the company anytime soon. I wonder about that, though. All I have to do is continue to succeed at my job there to a degree that has never been seen before. And before long, I should be the CEO because of that, right? I also have my father working as the head of the HR department, so he can surely help me get to the top. With him, I'll be able to jump over so many steps and be at the top within a few months. There is no way you would be able to get away with something like that, though. Hey, how much longer are you planning to hang around the place? You promised me that you'd be quitting, right? Hold your horses there. I have to think about things like who will be taking control of this position next and things of that significance. So I can't just get up and leave as soon as you think. Then just give me the job as the manager and you won't have to be worried about who takes over next. I have no reason to be doing something like that, right? I am still within the company, so I can't just give you the title of manager without me leaving the company first. Also, I'm still not sure if you're truly ready to become the next manager here, or if you need more time under your belt to learn. Huh? We all know that I'm going to be the next manager, though. I am the ace of the sales department, after all. I'm not only really young still, but I've left a great mark on this company. I think this company would much rather have me in your position as soon as possible, instead of waiting around for a smelly old hag to leave. Everyone in this company knows that I should be in that position instead of you now. Therefore, you give me that seat you've had right now. You will not get away with yelling at me to give up my position like that. If you're really as enlightened on the world of business as you think you are, then wait for this company to make its decision and follow the company rules. I'm the one making the rules here. If you've got a problem with my rules and how I want things to be run, then I'd like to see you try setting up a $30 million contract with a company like A&A Foods. If you can show me that you can do something like that, then I'll be willing to finally listen to what you have to say. Oh, about that. What? The department manager is asking for you to go and see him. From what I've been told, it seems like he got a message from the leader in charge of that contract with A&A Foods, so he'd like to speak with you. Oh, is that right? I'm sure the department manager will be asking me to do some more work for him now. For some reason, he's always seemed to be very into me. Really, being as gorgeous as me is not a gift at all. I'd hurry up and get to his office as soon as you can. He's waiting for you patiently. Fine. It looks like luck is on your side today, taking me away from this discussion. But when I get back from the department manager's office, let's continue. So don't you run away from me. Sure. I'll be waiting for you to come out of there. Hey, you! What the hell is going on here? What happened? What happened with the manager that has you so freaked out right now? Because of you, that $30 million contract I had made with A&A Foods is now gone! Poof! It's been terminated! So of course I'm going to be freaking out right now! $30 million contract? What makes you think that it was my fault that contract ended up getting terminated? Stop trying to play dumb with me! You went to the CEO of A&A Foods and tattled on me to him in order to make me look bad, right? Would you not call something like that tattling? This isn't your 5th grade classroom anymore, Sabrina. I was just going to my father to talk with him about the situation I've been having here, and that I've grown tired of an employee like you always causing me so many headaches. I knew that since my father is the leader of a company such as that, he'd be able to guide me through what all I should do about you in this situation, which he did. I can't believe it. I never would have thought that you, of all people, were the daughter of that company's CEO. Why were you hiding something as important as that from me this whole time? I never was trying to hide it from you or anyone within this company, Sabrina. It just happens to be something I don't find is very important for all of you to know about, so I keep it to myself most of the time. But that is something more important to us, to me, than anything else you ever talk about. Had I just known that you were the daughter of A&A CEO, You would have never started to go on about how you would have me fired by your daddy working as the head of the HR department? That's exactly right. And another thing I'd like to know is why the daughter of the CEO of such a massive company is currently working as a manager for this company. What? Did you come into this company as some sort of spy or something? Now, why would you come to a conclusion such as that? My dream is to become just as good of a leader as my father is because I've respected him all my life. But I didn't want to do it within the same company as him because then it would feel as though things weren't fair for the rest of the company. So I joined this one where I plan to use only my own strengths to make it to the top. I believe it's far more respectable to become someone of power through only one's own strengths rather than to rely on their mommy or daddy to help them along. What the heck? So what you're telling me is you used your dad's position to get you into this company as a manager? You had to be helped into this company. Were you even listening? I just said that I will not use anyone else's strength but my own, unlike the person I'm talking with right now. That was the reason I never spoke about my father being the CEO of A&A Foods. I wanted to do things the way everyone else does them, and that started with me having to interview for a job here and make it through the whole entire hiring process. I never used my father's position for anything. But it's because of your dad that the contract I had scored is no longer going to happen. I don't care about that. I'm sure that after I had talked with him, he could no longer find it in himself to trust you with such a contract and asked that his sales team end that contract. This has nothing to do with me, and personally, I don't care what happened to it. And when it comes to my father, he never lets personal feelings get in the way of his decisions. Anyway, I'm going to go and tell one of my higher-ups about all of this right now. What? Are you going to go crying back to your daddy again? I will not! I'm going to someone even higher than my father. My father is a great friend of the executive director, and he also happens to know me very well. When I tell him about everything that's happened here today, he'll have no other choice but to have you fired. Tell me then, what have I done that is a reason for having me fired? I told you all I did was talk with my father for a little bit. Shut the hell up! You went and told your dad all about what's happened here, whether it was true or false, and then made him terminate that contract in order to hurt me. Because of you, you've gone and dealt this company a massive blow. So now you're going to have to take responsibility for what you've done and be punished. If there is anything that I need to be responsible for, of course I'll be gladly punished for it. But as far as I'm aware, I've done nothing wrong. Sure. You can use whatever excuses you have up your sleeve, but compared to what I have to say about you, your excuses will not save you. And that's because the executive director and I have known one another ever since I was a little girl. Is that so? Then please go have a word with him. You just sit there and wait in fear, please. Director Drake, something really bad has happened.
Sabrina? What bad thing has happened?
I'm sure you may have heard about this already, but that massive contract I scored with the company with A&A Foods worth $30 million was canceled.
I sure have heard about that happening. I've been thinking about that all day, as a matter of fact.
And, well, I have something to tell you about that. From what I've heard, that all happened because of my manager.
You're telling me that was Helen's fault? Can you elaborate on that a little further for me, please?
It turns out that she's the daughter of A&A Foods' CEO.
Ah, I already knew about that.
And what she told me is that she went to her CEO dad and told him things that may or may not have been true about me. For some reason, she seems to have lied about me, saying that I have been harassing her and all that in the workplace. That then led to the CEO of A&A becoming upset and using his own personal feelings to make the decision. He terminated the contract I had made.
Why do you think Helen would lie to her father about you?
It looks to me as though she can't get over the fact that I'm not only really young, but I'm better at my job here than she is. And that's why she's gone and did this to me. Really, she is the worst woman imaginable.
I can't believe I even bothered with trying to act like I didn't know anything.
Huh?
I already know what's been going on between you and Helen, yet you came to me with some sad old story like that.
What's happened to you, Director Drake?
I've already been talking with the CEO of A&A, and he has told me everything he knows and why he's made his decisions regarding that contract. He said he cannot trust someone like you after what you've been doing to his daughter.
And I'm telling you that Helen has been lying to you all about me. She is deeply jealous of me because although I may be young, I was able to get that $30 million contract with a large company like A&A Foods. That's why she's trying to take me down now.
You really think that contract came about only because of you?
What? What do you mean by that?
We all know that behind the scenes, Helen had been talking with the business lead over at A&A Foods, and was the one who sealed the deal with him in order to get us a $30 million contract. But you were the one thinking it was just because of your little presentation you gave that the contract was made. And since you would keep saying that to everyone in the office, Helen went ahead and said you could take credit for it. She already knew the company was aware she was allowed that contract to be made, so she didn't need to be seen by everyone like you.
You're kidding. Why would she do that?
She wanted you to feel more confident, since you're still young. And since that was a major deal that had been made, she knew you would be happy thinking that you did it all by yourself. To be honest, that sounds like something Helen would do for anyone in the company. Unfortunately, though, things didn't go the way Helen had been hoping, and actually, they went in the complete opposite direction.
No way.
I was not at all that concerned about you when first letting you into this company, since you are my good friend's daughter after all. But it's starting to look like I've made a grave mistake by hiring someone like you.
It's all because of you that everything is falling apart for me. Oh my, if that's the way you're acting now, that would mean you had an excellent talk with the executive director. Perhaps he wasn't as friendly with you as you first thought he'd be. You went and talked with the director about me as well then, huh? He didn't even listen to a single thing I was saying to him just then, not a single thing. Really? He sure is a smart cookie for doing that. You've really gone and done it this time. Did you know that ever since I joined this company, I've been in the hands of the executive director? He's always had a lot of faith in me, and because of that, we've built a wonderful friendship together. And when I went to him talking about what you've been doing to me, there was no reason for him to listen to anyone else. Well, whatever. You're already quitting this company, so once you're gone, I'm sure I can get back on his good side. So, Helen, hurry up and quit already. I don't even want to see your face anymore. About that whole thing where I said I'd be quitting, I've decided that I'll be staying with this company a bit longer now. Huh? You're breaking your one and only promise to me now? I don't ever remember making any sort of a promise with you about that. When I went to those that have taken very good care of me within this company and told them I'd be leaving, they all asked me to please stay and that they'd work with me to take care of any issues I had. When I heard them all say that, I realized that I didn't need to quit my job here after all and could wait for them to get rid of my problems. You're only bringing that up now? Then I'm going to talk to my father about you. I'll go and tell my father all kinds of lies about you that he'll have to believe, and then he'll make sure of it that you're fired. And like I was saying before, there is no way he'll be able to do that. He sure as hell can! Because in the past he's done it plenty of times, so it won't be any different for him to fire you. I see. That's not a good thing at all now, is it? Sure, but to me, I wanted to make sure that anyone who was getting in my way or was just straight up annoying me was forced to leave this company and my life. Haven't you always wondered why so many of the people who worked with me would quit or be fired? I'm the one behind all of that, and I'm going to do the same thing to you with the help of my father. That's very unlikely. Huh? What do you think you're saying? Your daddy is the head of the Human Resources Department, correct? Well, if that's the position he holds, then he won't be able to fire me. Hey, listen, Helen. Is your head really that screwed up or something? Don't worry about it. I can tell you right now that based on my yearly health checkups, my head is better than fine. The only reason this might be a little bit wild is because I have been hiding something from you. And that something is my title. I'm not the manager of that team you're in. I am this company's supervisor. Huh? What did you say? I'm sure you can't believe what I'm saying. But if you won't be able to trust what I'm saying now, then you can go and talk with Drake about me. I'd always worked under him, but due to him referring me and asking that I become the next supervisor, I was promoted. You have to be lying this time. And when it comes to the company's supervisor, the only way one can be fired is after a meeting is held with all of the company's stockholders, a power which your daddy does not have. So there's nothing he can do to get me taken out of this company. Then I'll tell everyone that you've committed a scandal. I'll make something up about you that is so bad that you'll have no other choice but to leave your job at this company and never come back. It'll be so bad that you'll never find another job anywhere else because talk of it will spread so fast. Then there will be nothing left for you to do. As long as I get my father's help with this, we'll make sure you have to leave this company and are screwed for the rest of your life. You always seem to go back to thinking that you can just easily have me fired. That's because I can. Well, I already know about all of your moves. Huh? How would you know about everything I can do? I've known more about you than even you might know. And that's because I've always been watching you and following you to make sure I have all the evidence I need. What are you talking about? As the supervisor of this company, I have the ability to hold internal investigations within the company. And so I made sure to put someone else on the case of you and everything you've done so far, along with myself, of course. I have to have evidence of what everyone's been saying about you, and the easiest way to do something like that is to come down to your level. So what you're saying is... Thank goodness I have all this wonderful conversation with you that I can use as evidence now. Especially your texts confessing to what you've done to employees in the past and what you plan to do to me next. No, wait. All of that, everything I just said was all a joke. As of right now, your daddy is in my office having a word with me and one of my colleagues about you and about everything you've done with the help of your daddy within this company. And from what he's said to us so far, he confirms that what you've just told me is all the truth. What? That asshole! What does he think he's doing? Therefore, the next person that will need to come to my office is you, and then we can have a bit more of a personal discussion with you. Wait a second. I was being used by my father this whole entire time. I didn't go through with all those things because I wanted to. I'm sorry, but I don't understand whatever language you're using to give me such excuses. But what languages I do understand are all being used by those you have harmed with the help of your daddy. So there is nothing left that you can do to save yourself. There's no way. If you do this to me, then my future. For the time being, you will not be allowed to come into the office and will be asked to stay home. So please gather all your things off your desk and go home. If you don't, I'll make sure security knows it and have them escort you out of the building. I have a lot of work to do myself here, so I can't see that you're actually kicked out of here personally, but I'll be listening. Wait, please. Can't you please just listen to what I have to say? I'm very sorry, but I can't. I don't have time to listen to someone who's only going to lie to me more about her reasons for doing what she's done.
Sabrina has confessed to everything she'd done. And now she's going to be fired from this company.
Wonderful. Really, though, I am very sorry about everything that happened this time.
Why are you apologizing to me right now, Helen?
Well, after what I had done, or tried to do, I only ended up making things worse with her. I never expected her to only grow more irritated after I said I'd be quitting, but she did.
You didn't make the wrong choice regarding her, though. I think it was very smart of you to try and fool Sabrina into thinking you were leaving for the sake of the company. And it's because of you that there are so many wonderful employees working for this company in the first place, with most of them being able to put up with her nonsense.
Are you sure that's the case?
Of course I am. And had she been like all the other employees, she would still be working here. But she was too cold-hearted.
Too cold-hearted?
That's right. No matter how much she received help from her team and the company as a whole, she would never thank anyone and act as though she had done everything herself. There are always going to be people like her, so we just have to make sure to get rid of them before they can cause any real damage.
I see. So what you're saying is the next time I notice something wrong, like them being too cold-hearted or selfish, I need to get rid of them right away instead of trying to make them feel at home here?
Of course. I'm sure things like that aren't ever going to be easy for you, since you were raised to give everyone a chance and respect all those who work under you.
No, this time I learned my lesson after having let someone like her act so ridiculously for too long. Had I really been putting all my care into the company and the employees, I would have never let Sabrina get that far.
It will always be a tough challenge understanding when to let somebody go for the betterment of everyone else. But luckily you got to experience firsthand what happens when you don't let that somebody go. Now that you are aware, though, you are one step closer to being just like your father.
Thank you. And I'll make sure to continue learning from things like this until I am just like him. In the end, both Sabrina and her father, working as the head of the HR department, were fired. As for her father, he was of course a lot older than her, and at his age it would be a lot tougher for him to find another job after losing his job in such a miserable fashion. So he gave up on working as a company man and settled for working part-time at a local supermarket. But when it came to Sabrina, she had always been so used to relying on her parents to support her financially, and so when her father lost his job alongside her, she couldn't rely on them and left their house. And with that, her ties to both of her parents were cut, and she was on her own. She was able to find another job not too long after being fired, although at a much smaller company. But there she only caused more trouble and ended up being fired by that company as well. From there, she had no income nor a house to really go back to, having cut ties to her parents. And so she started going from one friend to another, hopping from house to house, while working part-time at a fast food joint, all in order to try and save money for a place of her own. The only issue is she hasn't told any of her friends the truth about what happened to her yet, and goes on about how she's one step away from being a CEO and will be able to pay them all back for letting her sleep at their places in no time. But it'll only be a matter of time before they all learn the truth, and she is kicked out of all those houses and forced to become homeless. As for what happened with myself after all that, I took a month off to relax a bit and go on vacation with my mother and father to the Bahamas. There I chatted with my father some more about being a good leader, and he told me I did a great job handling things at the end there with Sabrina, and an even better job than he could have done. I'm not sure if he was telling the truth there to make me feel more confident in myself, but either way, I'm just glad to be over that hill now and have learned a couple of new things. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hannah, are you planning on coming out again for another one of our family reunions? You really are quite the stubborn girl, aren't you, considering that you don't even have any connections to the rest of my family?
Good evening, Pam. I am planning on coming out again to your family reunion, but I didn't think that was going to cause such a problem for you.
Well, it will be a huge problem for us here, indeed. You really are going to be getting in all of our ways by showing up yet again, and I'd like to recommend you stay home instead.
Wait, I really don't see how I'm getting in the way.
I've heard that recently you've been complaining about having to work over and over again, and that's why you never make anything for my son to eat. Ken is going to starve because of you. Start feeding my son some more meals soon, or else. Can't you see the whole reason he's coming back home to me all the time is because you never make him any food? He always comes in saying that he hasn't eaten in days, and that you're never home to help make him something after he gets out of work. Seriously, why did he have to end up marrying such a useless woman as you?
I'm sorry, but in my case, I happen to have a lot of work going on and not a lot of time to be home. And so to make sure that things around the house don't go sideways, I ask him to handle some of the chores for me. He should be more than capable of cooking for himself if he needs to, and I am totally fine with him dining out if he doesn't have the time or drive to cook.
Really?
So now do you understand why I haven't always been there to cook for him recently?
I cannot believe any of this.
What?
Making your husband do all the cooking and chores for you? What the hell do you think you're doing to my son? He should be out working a job himself instead of sucking up to a wife like you.
Huh? Well, right now I'm the one working outside the house for the most part.
Well, I've never heard anything about that from him. I'm telling you right now that you forcing him to do all the housework while you go out and play around is what makes you an awful wife. Can't you see you're an embarrassment?
I feel that you coming to talk to me about all of this is not the right choice. I'd recommend you go talk with your son if you have any further things to talk about. Goodbye now.
Ken even said it himself. He's told me that he's starting to think that getting a divorce isn't all too bad of an idea after all.
Excuse me? Is that something Ken has really said about us?
Well, of course it is. If he wasn't saying these things right now, then why would I be lying to you about it? From what it looks like, Ken is starting to become really stressed out by what you've been doing to him. I think he's at his limits now with the way you've been handling things. And I'm sure you're well aware my son can find another wife after you in seconds. After all, you are just an old hag at this point, and he's better off throwing you in the garbage and finding himself a younger and more attractive wife.
So he's really been saying these things? Well, it might also be that you're having delusions about all of that, and he's never said anything close to what you're thinking. I guess I really should go have a chat with him about all of this now. Well, I'm going to ask him later today then what he thinks.
I've already told him about how it's time he leaves you, and that I have your guys' divorce papers all ready to go and everything now. I think the best option for you now is to start looking for a new place to live after he leaves you.
Thank you for the recommendation. I'll think about it.
I'm not joking around anymore. Hurry up and come back here right now! Where did you run off to anyway?
I felt that I was no longer needed in a place like that, so I went ahead and made my way out. Not only were you making jabs at me before today, but when I arrived to see everyone, you started to pick on me even more. But I guess I'm not all too surprised since you've been acting like that towards me for a while now. And this time I just happened to realize I can't take that crap from you anymore.
What's gotten into you? Are you trying to say it's my fault you're leaving now?
Well, aren't you being a terrible mother-in-law to me?
Excuse me?
I was already prepared for you to say some pretty mean things to me today at their reunion. But today you said that everyone would be allowed to eat that Wagyu steak, except for me, who you called a stranger. And then following that, you continued to call me names like a fifth grader would. Well, I'm not going to be your punching bag any longer, Pam.
What's so bad about that? I mean, you are a stranger after all, right? How could any of us ever consider calling you a part of our family? And as of right now, you already know that Ken is going to divorce you, and then you really will be a complete stranger, right?
I know that very well. And I know that you will go as far as it takes to make sure that I'm aware that you don't see me as part of your family. But today was too much for me. I could no longer sit around letting you act that way towards me.
What are you going on about? You're the one that came to our family event uninvited, so can you stop whining about what I said about you? Maybe if you would have just listened to me and never came in the first place, you wouldn't have to be crying like a baby now.
Ah, is that so? So you're going to tell me it's my fault now that you made the atmosphere of the reunion go sour?
That's right. Who else besides you could have caused all that? Today was supposed to be the day my family got together to enjoy one another's company and eat some dang good steak. And since you came uninvited, you're only allowed to eat the fat caps.
I'm going home.
Oh my, you really did let all of this get to you.
Say whatever you'd like about me and what I'm doing. I see there is no further meaning to me being around you today, and that's why I'm heading home. But listen, Pam.
What?
I'm totally fine with us both becoming complete strangers since that's what you want. But know that I won't be the one in trouble after I've gone home. Please don't forget what I've said, okay?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I'm so happy right now to see that you'll be out of my hair forever. This is the best day of my life.
Is that really how you feel? Well then, I hope you can continue being that happy when I'm gone. I'm heading home now, so good day to you. And make sure to tell Ken that I'm on my way home now as well, and if he wants to know why I've left, tell him to look at the text I'll be sending him shortly.
And while you're at it, you leave my son and get the hell out of his house for me.
I believe that I will go ahead and do that. Now, goodbye.
Hannah, where are you at right now? I'm sure my son has been trying to call you plenty of times as well right now. Why are you not answering his calls?
I don't see any reason to answer his calls, and I'm on my way back home now.
Huh? So you were being serious when you said you'd be going back home?
I told you a few times that I was heading home, didn't I? That should have meant to you that I was indeed going to head home. And why wouldn't I be heading home after the amount of times you bullied me? You even made it pretty clear to everyone that I was only allowed to have the sides while everyone else got to eat that Wagyu steak. All of that crap from you really got on my nerves and actually made me quite angry.
I don't care about what happened to make you leave. Right now, my husband is pissed off at me, and things aren't looking so good anymore.
And he has the right to be pissed at you.
Huh? So this all really is because of you and what you planned?
I didn't plan anything. You just happened to get on my last nerve and made me angry. I had originally really enjoyed everyone in your family and saw myself as a part of you guys. But today I lost all those feelings and no longer see myself as your daughter-in-law. So, I told your husband and your son that I'd no longer be sending you guys any money and that I'd no longer financially support his business.
Huh? Sending us money? Financially supporting his business?
I'm sure you had no idea about any of this going on, but after having heard about this from me, I'm sure your face has turned ghostly white, right? And I'm sure that with your husband being so upset with you now, the reunion is pretty much over, right? It must look like hell there right now with him cussing and flailing his arms around all over the place.
It sure is hell here. He's been tearing into me in front of literally everyone in the family. If anything, he's making it look as though I'm the one that did something wrong here.
Well, you're not wrong to think that you did, in fact, do something very wrong.
It's all because of my husband getting this mad at me that I've been completely embarrassed in front of the whole family. Why is this all happening to me? What the hell is this about you sending us money? And what kind of financial support have you been giving his company?
You seem to be the only person that never knew a thing about both those things. Even Ken knew about all of this. Yet he let you act like that towards me for some reason, making me second-guess my relationship to him.
What are you talking about, Hannah? Explain all of this to me right now.
Did your husband not explain it all to you yet? When your husband's company was going under, I came in with the help of my company to help him back up.
Huh? His company was going under?
Last year, one of his customers ended up going bankrupt, so his company never received any of the money promised to him by them, and that led to his company going into the red. And it was expected that his company would fall soon after as well because of all that. But thanks to my company and the fact that I bought a lot of shares in his company, he was saved from having to kiss what made his money goodbye. And ever since then, I've been the primary shareholder of his company.
What kind of story is that? This is the first time I'm ever hearing of such a thing happening to him.
Well, based on how my husband never told you anything, I guess it runs in their genes. And had he explained all of this to you, I'm sure you would have never listened, considering the kind of woman you are.
He didn't need you to help him.
Say whatever you think, but had it not been for me, your husband would have lost his company and after that, all his money. And of course, since he's the father of my husband, I decided to continue supporting his company. But after what's happened with me today, I believe that I no longer can afford to hand over any more money to him, and therefore will stop helping his company stay about the water. That's why I told him a little bit ago about everything. And also, I haven't only been supporting his company through money, but through lending equipment to him. But I'm going to need all that back from him now. So just be aware that his company might not be able to operate after the end of this week.
Wait! I get that you keep going on about your guys' work and everything, but I can't understand half of it.
You did know that I have a company of my own, right?
I knew that. I heard that part from everyone already. But a company being run by a female? Really? I was sure that you only ran a small little place for fun to get out of doing the chores. Perhaps you were just running one of those online-only businesses or something, right?
My work is not for play, and I'd never do anything to try and get out of doing chores unless it were making me millions. And as for online-only businesses, you can make a lot of money through them and influence a lot of people. Of course, my business is a lot more than an online business now, as I have offices everywhere, and I am considered larger than your husband.
I never knew that.
Well, that's just how it is, Pam. And now I'm aware that you don't want me in your family anymore. And for some reason, your son, my husband, Doesn't seem to care about how you harassed me all these years. So I'm going to leave your family, now that it's very clear to me there's no way of being seen as your daughter-in-law. I have done all I could to help you and your family through your tough times, but I can no longer afford to do all that for any of you. I'm so happy to be a stranger to you all now.
Hold on, Hannah. What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that I'm going to go ahead and divorce your son. And thanks to that advice you gave me before, I've prepared everything for our divorce, including those divorce papers you gave me. So when I get back home, I'm heading right to City Hall with them and handing them in. And that will make us being strangers official. Isn't that just wonderful?
What? You really went ahead and prepared for that? And Ken was okay with all of it?
He happened to care more about what you told him to think of me than about how I was supporting you guys in your husband's company. Such a freaking idiot he is. He started to talk down to me because he saw that you were picking on me. And to be honest, I was thinking of leaving him even before you recommended it to me. So thankfully, I was in the same boat as all of you and got all this prepared just in time.
But then, what's going to happen with you being the primary shareholder for my husband's company?
Huh? Have you not listened to a single thing I've been saying? I'm going to be leaving your son and become a stranger to you all, so I will no longer invest in your husband's company. And I already told that to your husband, hence why he's so upset with you now.
What? So you actually want to go through with stopping all that support?
Why wouldn't I want to? You made it clear to me that you don't need my money anymore. But hey, thank God we can all be complete strangers now, right?
This isn't about you being a stranger to me now. What are we going to do if my husband's company falls back into the red after you pull your money out? He's only going to become even more pissed at me, and the next time I'm sure he'll not go easy on me.
I don't give a flying frick about what happens to all of you.
Huh?
Jesus freaking Christ, are you that selfish about everything? You've been telling me how much you want me to be a stranger, yet now that I'm leaving you and all your family, you're going to start crying that you want me back again. My husband may not have seen it at the time, but the way you guys treated me is now going to really affect your husband. Big time. So don't cry about it to me, because that's all on you.
What do you mean it's all on me? I'm your mother-in-law. You think you can just blame me for all of this?
I sure do. And I am. And so will your husband. Also, you're not even my mother-in-law anymore. So go screw yourself, please. You asked for me to become a stranger to you, and I answered. But now that I've answered, you might have to find out what to do about your husband's soon-to-fail company.
Excuse me? You're a huge jerk for doing something like this to me.
But this is all the fruits to your labors, correct? Go apologize to your husband now for all of this. And hope to God that your apologies will be enough to get him to forgive you.
What am I going to do, Hannah? All of this could be saved if you just came back here and enjoyed this steak with us, right? You know now that I've never meant for things to go this far, right? My husband is seriously going to kill me over this, so please come back.
It's a little bit too late for that, Pam. I'm starting to really feel hungry. So I think I'll go enjoy myself a nice juicy steak on my way home.
You can come back here and have one of the steaks we have. You can have mine and I'll eat something else.
No, thank you. If I came back there and saw your face, I might lose my appetite. Now you go ahead and take care of all your problems yourself, please. You and I are both strangers now, so you shouldn't be asking me to help with your personal troubles anyway. And don't ever talk to me again, okay? And one final thing. This house is under my name, so go tell Ken that he's got nowhere left to go home to now. Well then, you have a wonderful rest of your evening with a husband that wants to kill you and a son that's too stupid to understand what's happened. Even after all that, Pam tried her hardest to come to me asking for help as much as she could. But I had already handed in our divorce papers, and so she was nothing more to me than a complete stranger, as she'd always wanted. And as for her husband being pissed at her, he ended up taking things all the way to court. And there, he forced her to get a divorce from him, and then proceeded to have her kicked out of his house, where she is not left living on the streets. She was also given nothing of his properties due to her having damaged his business with the way she had acted, and so she had nothing to her name besides the clothing on her back and a few other accessories. In Ken's case, I threw all his things out of the house, along with all his furniture, and he ran off to go find his mother before the two of them started to live in a rundown apartment together. He did try 1 or 2 times, crying on the front porch to come and get me to let him inside, just a few weeks after the divorce. But I was never home when he was there, and only learned about all this from a neighbor of mine who said they called the police on him since he wouldn't shut up. The rest of the family also cut ties to those two, which has left the both of them still wondering what exactly they did wrong to deserve all of this. Pam's now ex-husband ended up having to sell his company soon after I stopped supporting it, and he sold it to no one other than me, so that I could incorporate it into my company. And he told me in this sale that he was sort of thankful for all that happened, as even he was getting fed up with his son and wife always trying to leech off him. I guess I wasn't the only one that got off okay in the end. And it's really great to hear that he could have a faster start to his retirement now that he doesn't have to support that nasty witch Pam.